Hey beloveds, welcome. So this song that I will be listening to or that's playing is called More by Lawrence Flowers. And it's fitting for this message because this message is about Jesus giving us more. And the more he gave us is himself. He gave us the bread of life, which is himself, And since Jesus has given me more, you more, my posture at this time and forevermore is to give Jesus more, to give him more of me, more of my time, more devotion, more patience, more prudence, more faithfulness, more just pureness, more love, more attention. I don't know, just more in every aspect of my life. Okay. I recorded this message a few times and my phone continued to stop saying I don't have the space. So if I'm looking tired in my eyes, it's because I have attempted this message. I've also recorded this message, the full message, in the past, and some kind of way it got deleted. So I'm in square one with this. To give you praise and glory, I wanna give my best to you. I wanna do what you want me to. I wanna go wherever you say. Say the word and I will obey. I wanna be like this. I wanna serve you, Lord. So yeah, give him more. He deserves this. Every little thing that I have, it belongs to you. It belongs to you. I wanna give my best to you. So yeah, give God more. He deserves it, y'all. So this message will be lengthy. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. This message do consist of a dream. With that dream, I will give scripture. I will reference 4 people, which Jesus Christ himself, Moses, Queen Esther, and Harriet Tubman. Okay. And within this dream, I will give another dream because God is taking me back in time of what he gave me prior. And what he have given me prior is happening right now. We are in that time right now, okay? So he want me to express that particular dream that I got way long time ago, okay? And I will reference in some messages I will reference like these man-made holidays, pagan holidays, and it's because God has been putting them in my dreams, and it's just a marker to show me when certain things is gonna happen. Now, it's also give me clarity of knowledge of how the sons and daughters have exalted these pagan holidays. Have exalted these world holidays, okay? That the Lord himself do not uphold or respect. Okay. Also in Psalms 1 and Psalms 2, I said Psalms 1 and Psalms 2. That's not correct. Isaiah 1 and Isaiah 2. I'm gonna tell you exactly where it's at, so you can just go read that little section. Isaiah 2 and 6. It talks about practice of divination, like the Philistines, and embracing pagan holidays and pagan customs, which is holidays. And then it talks about in Isaiah 1, it talks about starting at 12 to maybe 15. It talks about how they're burning incense to these holidays, new moons and Sabbaths and convocations, and he basically saying those festivals do not. That's he's basically saying those festivals he hate with all his being. Okay, so you can go read about it. Yeah, you can go read about it in Isaiah. So, anyways, I got this dream. Well, before I say that, some of you all are fervent with your prayers on the behalf of others. You are so diligent in ensuring others are well, have the Lord's goodness, even when you do not see the blessing yourself in your own life. You have stood in the gap on the behalf of others, for their well-being, and you never did it to be seen. You never did it with motives. Only thing that you desire was to see that your friends and your family is well, and they are, they have the blessings of the Lord. James 5:16 says, the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So you see your prayers availing in their life, and you probably asking God, like, Lord, what about me? Have you forgotten about me? I've stood in the gap for so long for these for many people, not asking nothing in return, because I know, my prayers touch you, Lord. But what about me? I'm not seeing the hand. I'm not seeing your hand working in my life. What about me, Lord? So I would tell you to hold fast to the posture of prayer, of your fervent prayers on the behalf of others, because God will show out on your behalf, beloved. If that's you, men and women, God is going to show out abundantly on your behalf. The Lord says, Proverbs 11:25, the generous man will be prosperous, and he who waters will himself be watered. So Jesus is going to return unto you abundantly, because you never ask for nothing. You're not a person that wants to be seen. You don't care about it. You go into your private time and war in the spirit, and all of these other many things that you do for people. God will show out on your behalf abundantly, because you have done for others without looking for anything in return. All you desire was to see that they live a well life. God says it's yours. The door he opened, no man can shut. The door he shut, no man can open. You have not been forgotten about. Every blessing that God will open up to you is yours. It's a reward for you. You have earned it. You deserve it. It's yours, beloved. So take that word as yours. I had this dream during the time of Lent last year, and Lent last year started February the 17th through April the 1st. And this, I think, the people is in Lent still right now. The people that celebrate Lent is in Lent right now, April the 2nd through April the 14th. And this is of no significance to me, but I'm just telling y'all because, this is um, this is how it was brought to my attention, okay? So anyways, for the people that celebrate Lent, some of y'all don't celebrate Lent. And I don't celebrate Lent. But Lent is a 40-day period, and it's called Lent after an Old English word meaning lengthen. Lent is a period during which Christians remember the events leading up to and including the death of Jesus Christ, whose life and teachings are the foundation of Christianity. It's the time of the year when the days start to get longer as we approach summer. It is the time of reflection, of asking for forgiveness, and when Christians prepare to celebrate Jesus' resurrection of the feast of Easter, which comes at the very end of Lent. But there is a holiday around that time that Jesus do reverence. So during the time of Easter, Passover, the Passover 2020. It starts Friday, April the 15th through Saturday, April the 23rd. So that is a Passover holiday that Jesus, it's a festival celebration that he do reverence. So Jesus is trying to get us, his sons and daughters, out of these pagan rituals to bring us in his truth as what is upheld in his house, in his house, yeah, in his kingdom. Okay, so anyways, so that is a little brief thing about Lent. And during Lent, legend has it that pretzels was invented by Italian monk. And in the old times, they will give kids pretzels when the kids learn their prayer. Okay, and pretzels was supposedly folded into the dough, a bread dough, to resemble the cross arms of praying children. I'm bringing up pretzel and the pretzel history because a pretzel showed up in my dream. So I went researching and I'm trying to find out the history of pretzel. Okay, so remember pretzel because I'm gonna talk about it as I talk about Queen Esther. So where do we go from here? Let's see. Okay, my dream, like I said, is the first week of Lent last year, which was in February. I had this dream that I was with this Christ-like figure, and I'm gonna just say Christ, okay? Me and my daughter. In this dream, my daughter was 5 or 6 years old, and I would break all this down to you because my daughter is not 5 or 6, right? So, in the dream, my daughter was 5 or 6 years old. So I was with this guy. Supposedly we was together, dating or some sort. He took us to this bakery, and when we went in, on the far end of the room, I see some gentlemen, some elders sitting around a round table, conversing amongst one another. And as we moved in a little further, we got to the counter to order what we wanted in this bakery. So Jesus went first. He ordered a beverage, a drink. Person ordered a drink, and while me and my daughter was standing there, trying to figure out what we was gonna order. Now I know I had limited amount of funds. I had a $20 bill, and so I was thinking to just order my daughter something, and I could get a piece of it, and I will be satisfied. That's really how I am in real life. If I'm limited, everybody around me is gonna be good, and if they are good, I am good. I've always been like this. So I wanted to order my daughter a pretzel. The pretzel was $6, and I tell you why it was $6. in a minute. The pretzel was $6. So I'm thinking like I'm doing some calculations in my head, you know. Okay, if I get a pretzel, if I spend $6, I get $14 back. But if I get 2 pretzels, that's $12. I get $8 back. So I told the lady to get my daughter a pretzel. Jesus knew what I was thinking. So this is what he said. No. He said, get what you want. 2. So this is why I say Jesus got you. He's not going to leave you out. You've been holding it down, standing in the gap, being fervent for others, contending for others. Jesus got you personally, okay? So he said, get what I want. I got me a pretzel. I got me something to drink. And he told the lady behind the counter to charge it to him. He paid the price. He will pay the price for what we wanted. And so the cash I had was mine. After getting the things we ordered, Jesus was like, some people's gonna come in to rob. Okay, this place didn't accept cash anyway. They did not accept cash. It was, I guess everything was charged to Jesus. They accept, they didn't even accept credit. Everything was charged to him. Okay. So anyways, Jesus was saying that this man's going to come in to rob the place. So he wanted to put us in this room and stand at the door. And when he said that, I knew that they was coming within minutes to try to come and take our possessions, whatever possessions that we had. So Jesus put us in this room and he stood at the door. Jesus being a doorkeeper. So we went in the door. I'm checking the door to see if the door is locked. I'm not thinking in this dream that you can't get into the door unless you come through Christ, So I'm checking the door that Jesus standing at, and it was unlocked. It wasn't secure. And then there was another room on the side, like a secret passageway, but it was, no one knew it was there unless they knew that particular place, this secret passageway. No one wouldn't have knew it was there. So I'm in that room. I opened that door. I was like, this is the door not locked. Let me see how I can secure this door. So I'm in there. When I went in the room, there was a fireman's pole. In a fireman station, the reason why they created poles in a fireman station is because it gave them easy access from the top down, and so if they went downstairs, it would have took them longer to get down to leave and go, deal with a fire. So it was just quick it means the pole was for quick access. Okay. So in this room there was a pole, and I'm like, how I'm trying to figure out how do I secure this room but being nosy at the same time, because I see a vision of the men that came in to rob the place, and they had like on Western attire, like boots, these jeans with the things over it with the gun. They had this Western attire on. And so while I'm in that room trying to figure out how I maneuver things to seal up the place, one of the robbers, because I think it was like 2 robbers. One of the robbers looked down there and came down the pole, and he came in the room and he came in the room we was at with Jesus standing at the door and started trying to take our possessions. So I started trying to fight him, and my arm was weak. I was weak. It's like when I tried to swing at him with my arm, it was like slow motion. And then when I did hit him, it was like a tap. So Jesus came in and started fighting him. And then I gained my strength and I picked up this steel rod and hit the man and knocked him out. Okay. So it was just a lot of things that Jesus was expressing in this particular um dream. And I know I'm probably gonna take the long route with breaking it down. So many of you that teach the word, y'all could probably break it down in lesser time, but okay, I'm gonna just break it down according to how I know how to. Okay, so the bakery we went into is called the House of Bread. Okay, and it's Bethlehem, Bethlehem. I think Lakim Kim or something like that. I don't know how to say this in a format of speaking like Hebrew, but Bet, which is the second Hebrew word, Aleph, and then Bet. It's a second Hebrew word. It's Bet Lakim or something like that. It's Bethlehem, and Bethlehem means the house of bread. So Jesus brought me and my daughter into the house of bread. Okay, and everything that's in his house, everything you need is in his house. Okay, anything you need is in his house. You don't have to go outside the house to get what you need. Anything you need is in there. Okay, so Bethlehem, the house of bread, just give you a little bit about Bethlehem, was a tiny town 5 or 6 miles southwest of Jerusalem. Lay the tiny town of Bethlehem in the Judean hills. Okay, Bethlehem was the home of Joseph and Mary's ancestors, the city of David and more. King David was born in Bethlehem and raised. Okay, Jesus was born in the small town, and he was born there because he was God wanting him to be identified as a common man. Even though he is royal, even though he have all the riches because our Heavenly Father has it, he was not born in a house of royalty, nor house of riches, nor the house of celebrities, nor in Jerusalem, not in Jerusalem, nor Rome, nor in Athens or Alexandria. Jesus was not born in a political, commercial, cultural, educational, or social significant city of that day. Micah foretold the birth of Jesus in Bethlehem and emphasized his lack of significance to the world. Micah 5:2. Okay. 5:2 says, "But you, Bethlehem, Ephrathah, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come for me one who will be ruler over Israel, whose origins are from of old, from ancient times." Okay, so bread is one of life's most common things. God wanted his son available to all. This is why he wasn't born in these many places I named, because God wanted Jesus available to all, the chosen, the Israelites, and the Gentiles. Okay, so I will talk more about bread. I just want to give y'all an understanding about in this time we in. You have ministers, especially have a mega church. They preach and teach as if like God is just with them. You know, they're the shepherd. They have these riches that God is with them because of the glorious life they live. No, Jesus wasn't born into that glorious life like that. He was born in a manger amongst animals, you know. And so animal trot. Um so you know, this is what Jesus relating, like he is available to everybody, you know. So anyways, I will tell y'all why my daughter was 5 or 6 years old in this dream. Back in 2007, well, before 2007, I didn't know God like I knew him. Like, I didn't know God back then like I know God right now. Okay. But I remember just as a little girl, I Jesus I felt his presence. I always felt him with me, regardless of what I was doing. If I was in my sin, being promiscuous, whatever I did, having children out of wedlock, I always knew that God was with me since I was a little girl, you know. And I didn't have to question that. But when I had my daughter, I just told her, you know, what I felt like that was in me, that God embedded within me, that he had placed in me, like obedience, respect, how to carry herself and stuff like that. So I remember during that time, she used to be in daycare, and you know, when the kids get out of place, she used to just she used to tell them, you know, about them being disrespectful and stuff like that. You know, not like in a angry manner, but just like, you should, you know, be respect what, you know, the teacher is saying and stuff like that, or the bus driver is saying stuff like that. You know, the bus driver used to, the person that was at the daycare used to tell me these things. And so, anyways, so God was showing me the age my daughter was. That is the time that I met him. That is the time that he brought me into his house. So going like at the age of my daughter was 6 years old, I had met, jumping from 5 to 6, I had met my son's father in like December of 2006, and I believe we started dating in January or February of 2007. But however, when me and my son father started dating, I asked the Lord, was my son father my husband? I was at a time to where I was ready to be married. I felt like, and I wanted a family. And I asked the Lord, this is the only person, the only time that I ever asked the Lord about a man. The only time. Like, I mean, that was the first time. It's not the only time, because I done got older ever since then, but that was the first time I ever asked God about, is a person my husband, okay? And so I had this dream. Not only did I have the dream one time, I had the dream twice. So my dream consisted of me and my son father being in the doorway of this cathedral church. And I say cathedral because the height of the doors on this church is very huge. Cathedral churches are very huge. Some of them can be. And so we was in a doorway and we was arguing, we was having a disagreement, and I was in a dream like, I'm not understanding, because I was conscious to know that me and his relationship was fresh and we wasn't arguing. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what was we arguing about? I don't know. But we was in a doorway of this cathedral, and I knew that I was at church to be married. Okay. So the next thing I know, in this dream, I'm up on this pedestal or this altar, very tall, like very high, in the center of this church. I mean, this church was so big, you could not see the beginning or the end of this church. Okay. But I knew I was in the center, and my son father was nowhere to be found. He was somewhere else. I mean, he had left the church. Anyways, I'm up on this altar or pedestal, whatever it was, stairway, and I had this beautiful white gown on with this veil over my face. I think it was over my face, or at one point it was over, and then it was uncovered. I don't remember, but I had a veil on, and I was standing up on this this pedestal by myself, and I was like I said, I was in the center of the church, and the heavens was open above me, and there was so many people at the bottom, and they was like it wasn't dark, it was like dimmed. The church was dim, so they was in this darkness, but the darkness was dim. It wasn't complete dark. It was not completely dark. As the people get further out, it was dark, but the people that was closer to the altar or the pedestal or whatever you want to call it, it wasn't. They had a little light because the light was shining down on me. Okay, so me standing up there by myself, the people was down there was kind of like, I believe, like laughing because there was no man up there with me. And the next thing I know, in the dream, a priest appeared. It was like he was in his glorified self, his glorified body. And when a priest appeared, for us to get married, and we gathered hands, held hands, the heavens completely opened and illuminated the people at the bottom. Brought light to the people at the bottom. And not everybody got light because there was so many people in this church. The people that was at the perimeters of this church, they were still in darkness. And I consider that as the people that's stiff-necked, that's like just hard to just get to, just do not want to accept God as Lord and Savior. I know the word says that every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus is Lord. But also in Revelation, it also says that there will still be wicked at the time of people still be wicked and leave them alone at the time that, let me see, at the time, when the bride says come, when the bride in the spirit says come, there will still be wickedness. So I think it's at the very end of Revelation. It said, don't bother them. And then it talks about, at the very end of that, it says, Jesus don't want you to take away from the word or add to his word. Oh, yeah. So still at that time, there will be wickedness still in the land. So I consider those as the people that was on the perimeter of this congregation, of this church, or this multitude of people. Those are the people that just really just do not just really just have a hardened heart to where, they don't want it broken. They don't want to gain a heart of flesh, And so that was my dream. So that dream that I had in 2007, and God gave it to me twice. He always confirmed his word. That dream I had in 2007, this is the time that we are in right now, where God is rising daughter Zion up and putting her back on her seat of authority, putting her back in the place of old. When I was in that room, and my hand was weak, after going in the door and Christ say we are now, after going in the door, when Christ hid us in him, And me looking into the room, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's the time that we're in right now, where God is waking up daughter Zion. Isaiah 52:1. Awake, awake, put on thou strength, O Zion. Put on thou beautiful garments. That's her wedding garments. O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. The NLT version. Awake, awake, O Zion. Clothe yourself with strength. Put on your beautiful clothes, O holy city of Jerusalem. For unclean and godless people will not enter your gates no longer. Rise from the dust, O Jerusalem. Sit in a place of honor. You hear that? O Jerusalem, sit in a place of honor. When she was up on that pedestal in her beautiful garments, her wedding garments, she was in a place of honor. Remove the chains of slavery from your neck, O captive daughter of Zion. We are in that place right now where God is saving daughter Zion, not saving, but strengthening daughter Zion back into her place of old. Okay? And so, God wanted me to share that with y'all. And the beautiful garments is clothes of righteousness and priesthood authority. So remember I said that she was standing there in her wedding garments, right? And the priest came and she joined hands with the priest. Well, God is ushering his sons and daughters back into the priesthood. The priesthood, you said a holy nation and a royal priesthood. First Peter 2:9. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. You see that? All those people, when a priest joined hands with the bride, when the priest joined hands with the bride, everybody was illuminated. Not everybody, the people that was around in the perimeter wasn't, but a lot of people was illuminated into Jesus' wonderful light. So, this is what God is doing right now. I don't know how this really going to take place in the natural, but I know that he is strengthening daughter Zion to her place of old. To the place of old, to bring her into her strength. And the strength, how she's going to become strong, is Christ is going to help her become strong. He's going to help her mount back up to her place of authority.